Problem number one says, explain why the following joke, quote unquote, is funny, quote unquote. There are 10 types of people in the world. Those who understand base 2 and those who don't.
Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger?
All right, guys, we're back with the math course, and I think I'm going to do two things here. First, I'm going to make some videos where I just kind of lay out the math course, go through it, show you the behind the scenes, and then I'll make a video showing everything I've learned. Kind of a nice, more polished video. So right now, behind the scenes, what we did was lay out kind of what we're going to do, and we downloaded 3 books that we think we can use to get to the finish line. So in order to organize a bit of stuff, I'm going to go here and make a folder. Let's put this in the math folder, put everything inside the math folder. In the math folder, we're going to create another folder and call this numbers. This is going to be the first week of shit we're going to do. So what I'd like to have in here is another Google Doc, what I learned. This is going to help us. Now that we have that created and a bit of organization, some folders, after you add a bunch of stuff, things are going to get complicated. We can start looking at what we got to study. So I'm going to just sweep through this book here. And at first, I was a little bored with reading a bunch of content. As you'll see, once you start in this book, there's some writing. And I didn't really want to read any of this stuff, so I went all the way down here to the problems section. I kind of just wanted to start off with the problem. I don't know why I feel like doing this sometimes, but it helps break into the cycle of studying things. So if you're kind of bored with reading something or bored of looking at problems, start with what you're interested in. So I was like, let's see what the problems are like here. Problem number one says, explain why the following joke, quote unquote, is funny, quote unquote. There are 10 types of people in the world. Those who understand base 2 and those who don't. So I read this and I was like, damn, this is an interesting problem. I'm going to copy it here. Problem 1 is this. And I'm like, how do you answer that? Like, why is this in a math textbook? It doesn't feel like a classic type of problem, but it is pretty cool. So we're going to do it here together. And I'm not going to bore you guys with showing what's on screen here. I'm just going to kind of talk through it and work through it on a piece of paper. As you should too. Any problem you see that you think you can do, try it out on your own. So, explain why the following joke is funny. So we got the number 10. The number 10. And then it says, those who understand base 2 and those who don't. So base 2. So I've heard of the word base 2 before, and I feel like I can answer this problem or explain why the joke is funny with the knowledge I have in my brain. If you can't, if you try this problem and you keep struggling, that's okay. Trying the problem out is good, and if you get stuck and you really can't resolve it, then you can go back to this stuff here that I didn't read. All of these pages, let's see how many pages there is for this section. Arithmetic and algebra. Arithmetic. Then we have chapter 1.1 home base. Some stuff here. Okay, so just one thing. One subsection, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 pages and the problems. So those 4 pages are supposed to be able to help you solve this problem. But if you want to jump through and just try to solve it, I think that's a good strategy too. Right now, what I'm trying to do is just outline the things that are important. So there are 10 types of people in the world. 10 is a number. I think we're going to use it. Those who understand base 2 and those who don't. So off the bat, just analyzing the structure of this joke, it says there are 10 types of people in the first sentence. But in the second sentence, it says there are 2 types of people. So that is another number. And what we're doing right now is actually very important. In word problems, there is going to be like glaring, obvious, this is useful info. But some of the info is hidden in the way the sentence is structured. So you're going to have to outline that if you can. And that's the tricky thing with word problems. So off the bat, this is kind of maybe what's funny about it. It says there are 10 types of people, but then it's like kind of giving us a little ankle break. Those who understand base 2 and those who don't, which is 2. Okay. Base 2. What the fuck is base 2? So I know base 10 is like how we count numbers in like the standard counting system. You got 10 fingers, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I explaining this right? I'm trying to explain it. Let's see. And I also know base 2 is the same thing, except like computers or binary or yes or no type shit. So we got 0 or 1. So to count in binary, you got 0, 1, and that's it. Those are all the numbers you can use. So you can't count up to 10 by doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to do 0, 1, and then after that, you flip the first digit to 1. Then you got 1, 0, and then 1, 1. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me write this down. You got 0, 0, 0, 1, then you're out of numbers. So you got 1, 0. And then you can go back to 1, 1, and then you're out of numbers again. So you go 0, 0, 1, I think. What am I saying here? Maybe you got 0 here, 1. What the fuck am I talking about? Hold it down. We're making progress. We're making progress. We're making progress. In binary, the number 2 is 1, 0. You feel what I'm saying here? So the first sentence, maybe I didn't actually explain this fully, but the first sentence is saying 10. And since we are used to reading that number in base 10, we're like, yo, 10 numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people in a room. There are 10 types of people in this world. In the second one, it says those who understand base 2 and those who don't. So it's telling us there are 2 categories. We thought there was 10. Let me dig a little deeper. There's 2 categories, and the categories are those that know what base 2 is and those that don't, which is 2 categories. Holy shit, is this even a joke, or I'm actually tripping out here? Okay. So let me try to answer that. If this was on a test here, if we were doing a test and I had to just give an answer, and I don't really know how to like exactly answer this, I'm gonna go off with this. You gotta go with something, and I don't want to make this video too long. Explain why the following joke is funny. The joke is funny because in the first sentence, the author makes us think that there were 10 types of people in the world, meaning 10 in base 10, meaning 10 different types of people. Because we normally think in base 10, so we read that number 1, 0 as 10, the number 10. In the second sentence, they trick us a little bit by saying those who understand base 2 and those who don't. And what they mean by those are the types of people that they mentioned in the first sentence. So they tripped us up. They thought in the first sentence we would read the number 10 as base 10, which we did. And in the second sentence, they're like, nah, boy, that 10 was actually in base 2. And it's funny because we wouldn't have gotten the joke if we were part of that group of people that didn't understand what base 2 and base 10 was. Isn't that even fucking funny? Okay, thank you guys for watching. Use this to pick up girls at the bar, and I will see you guys for the next video. Right now, I kind of just wanted to do a problem really quick, show you guys what this shit is like. And in the next video, we're going to read a little bit about the book and see if we can answer this question a bit better. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Hey, yo, this is post-production Eric. I'm here to show you that you can plug any question you have into these large language models, ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek. There's some other ones, but in this video, I just use these 3 and see what they say about the question. You can learn some really cool things from this. Don't use it as your main solution. Try to break through on your own, as I did in this video. But if you're curious and you don't have anyone to talk to, plug it into these bad boys. They work pretty well, and it's a great way of studying physics. So thank you guys as always for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.